located in the southern parts of Africa. Don't want to go back home. Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Priv.
I'm Tomek.
And we are Tomek Family. Welcome back to our channel, guys. And I think first and foremost, we have to tell people to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, or if you're just bumped into this channel, please make sure, guys, you click the subscribe button. Clock it. Okay, so what are we talking about today? What's our topic for today?
Yeah, you tell us.
You want me to tell them?
Yeah.
Okay, so today, guys, we're going to talk about why, or the reasons why it's so difficult for Zimbabweans to move back to Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans who are in South Africa and Zimbabweans who are in the diaspora. Before we go any further, I know, guys, we're saying before we go any further, but last time or in the previous videos, there are people who were saying we were speaking Shona too much. So we're sorry about that. I think today we're gonna try our best to speak English, and I think wherever we speak Shona, we'll try to put subtitles, but we'll try our best to use English when we are.
Guys,
baby.
You can hear our baby. She's saying, hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe.
For the sake of our baby, for the sake of our daughter, guys, please like and subscribe. Yeah, so as you were saying, we are going to try our best to speak in English.
This issue of going home, it's not easy, both for those ones with money and those ones without money. Because if you look at the 30 June deadline, it actually forced to push away a lot of people. Not only those ones you saw in videos going in free buses. If you have videos maybe at the Bedbridge border, you'd see a lot of cars that were carrying furniture and etc. going back to Zimbabwe. You would see also a lot of queues for cars, people clearing their cars at the border, police clearance to check if it's not stolen or what, taking them back to Zimbabwe. Because we have also seen like other nationals, maybe from Nigeria, leaving everything behind. So
Malawi,
yeah. But like for now, we are talking about Zimbabweans, we are talking about people who we know. So you'd find that people making difficult decisions, taking everything back home, right? So this is not to exclude those ones who had already started having home loans and what, because it's not every person who went back home was illegal. A lot of people were legal, but now with this, they're afraid. Like
people are now afraid.
My investment is now being affected with my legal status. Why should I stay here? Of course, some might have even paid the their home loans maybe 4 years or so. So 4 years, it's not a lot, but of course, it's money that will be gone. Yeah, it will be like you were renting. But at the same time, what's more important, to keep on keeping that investment, thinking like I can't lose or losing your life, because you never know like what's going on the next day. So, well, a lot of people went back, but there are a lot of people also who couldn't go. So that's what we are trying to focus on. Like, why is it so hard for Zimbabweans to go back home? Like, you have settled your life here. Probably you now have more than 20 years in this country. Some actually have more than 20 years, have kids. Probably their kids are now married to the local people here, or even people who are in UK. They went there maybe 20 years ago. Their kids are now married to people who are there, which means they now have a life there. So coming back to Zimbabwe, probably there isn't maybe a lot of relatives which are still there, and starting a life afresh without any people to support you socially. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. And your friends, you've known all your friends maybe where you are, either in South Africa or in diaspora. These are the other challenges. Some have already started their companies, and you know, your life is now invested in some companies, and just leaving everything behind, it's not easy. It's not easy. So these are for people who have like maybe money. Then for those ones without money, you can't even fend yourself. In South Africa, it's easier than in Zimbabwe, because like you can just go to the robots and then you get a piece job. Then at the end of the month, you're able to pay your rent house, you're able to buy your food. Yeah. And also here you are able to do like a lot of piece jobs. I mean like what is it? Like small entrepreneurship things. You can just hustle, then you can end up having money without even having a formal job. Yeah. In Zim, you need capital. For anything you just want to do, you need a lot of capital, startup capital, to start whatever you want to do. That is not the case in South Africa.
Okay, so talking about this, we're not saying that, let's say, for example, those people who never leave South Africa or who never leave the UK or don't want to leave, because some of the people are still even preparing to go. There are people who were saying, maybe, okay, let me wait for another month, and then maybe if I get this and this money, at least I'll have I'll have something to go and start. Some people, as you said, they had businesses. So it's not easy to just, let's say, for example, today or to next week, I'm closing down everything and I'm going. It's a process where it takes a little bit time. It takes a little bit of time, especially when you had a business. You would need a little bit of time to plan your things before like you move back, in terms of organizing the things you were using and what, organizing transportation and all of that to go back home, to go back to Zimbabwe. So I think not leaving wherever people are, whether South Africa or in the UK, sometimes it's not because they don't want to leave. Home is best. They definitely want to leave. Maybe there are some who don't want to leave, but I don't know. a lot of
people want to go back to Zimbabwe.
They want to go back to Zimbabwe, but it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. People are leaving bit by bit. Some people left already. Some people are planning. Some people have left. As my husband said, it's not everyone who is not legal in South Africa or wherever they are.
Our uncles and aunties who went to UK more than 20 years ago, those guys, as we were growing up, they were used to send us nice sneakers, clothes, and all, right? even they could send you $20 like, just this money, you can just help yourself with something, or $100 if there is a funeral or what. So in those days, it looked like, wow, they are so rich, they could afford to just spare $100 to send to us. So fast forward, where in Zimbabwe they underrate the power of the US dollar. So they feel like if they can come back, people can no longer give them the same
You respect it.
respect. Yeah, they used to give.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like for example, those ones you used to call like our rich aunt in UK, rich aunt in Ireland, or in
But I beg to differ, though. You know what I think. I think people in the UK, the reason why they might not want to relocate, or they might be afraid, or they might not want to relocate back to Zimbabwe, is because, like you said, okay, at least one, like you said, the money, they devalue, like they undervalue or devalue the US dollars a lot. So let's say they're in the UK, they're in the USA, right? I feel like as much as there is a high cost of living, the money there, it makes sense. You get it?
It
Let's
makes
say, for
sense
example, when it's sent to
it makes sense when you bring that money
back to Zimbabwe
or
exactly.
to Africa.
When you bring
not
that
there.
money. So now most of them were like, okay, I'm gonna go maybe for 10 years. I'm gonna work there.
Do you still want it?
So most of them went there like 5-10 years ago, and they were like, oh, I will just, or 20 or 30 years ago. Yeah, there are people who are like now 30 years there. But if you ask them, they will tell you that they only planned to stay there maybe for 10 years, maybe for 15 years, maybe for 20 years. But they ended up staying more years. Why? Because one, there is high cost of living. So some people were enjoying too much. They say if you're in the UK, if you're in the USA, if you enjoy too much, the money to finish quickly. Is it? Yeah, the money finishes quickly. It needs you to plan very well. Since you work and stay in the, let's say for example, they're paying you $5,000 US. I'm just giving an example. It depends on the work that you're working. But most of the people go there, they do course and what. I forgot the other things they do there. Rent and what. Cost of living is high. Food there is very expensive. If you go out to a restaurant, they say it's very easy for you to spend like $150 or 200, just going for a date, you and your partner. 200 to is different from when you are in Africa. You're working in the US, UK, you're getting what you're getting. Cost of living is very high. Some people send money back home to their trusted relatives, and they build houses for them. Some do not make enough money to send back home. Some they do, but maybe where they're staying is very expensive. They're living very expensive lifestyles. That's the other problem that I saw somebody talk about in the diaspora, that there's pressure in the diaspora of wanting to look rich. You get it? Wanting to look like you've made it. Okay, you got money. Let's say you got money to get a plane ticket. You got whatever job you got. You fly to the UK. You fly to the USA. People obviously are looking at you to see, oh, let's see what have they done. So because of that pressure, they're saying pressure of social media, pressure of showing people that, oh, I'm living large, I'm living life, I'm living the good life in the UK or in the USA. They end up living outside of their means. They end up renting where it's very expensive. They end up eating maybe expensive. Okay, they end up spending their money and not sending money back home. That's why you see some people will be like 10 years there and they haven't visited back home, not even once. It's because plane tickets are a bit expensive from there to Africa. So that thing of getting the money, or of when I go back home, you don't have enough money even to spare even when you're at home. So some of the people, they would rather be in the UK. They would rather not even move. Some of them, they don't even have anything to show even back home. Cost of living is high, so they are living from hand to mouth kind of, because they're living expensive lives and they are not sending back home. But some are sending back home and they're building. Not saying they don't want, like I said, not saying they don't want to move, but sometimes it's not the right time yet to move because they're still planning. They are not done, let's say, for example, with building. So maybe they are like, let me work a little bit and maybe let's finish building this house and then we'll move back.
I just want to expand the point that my wife has said about cost of living in UK. So it's actually a combination of cost of living, not in UK, in diaspora, and also there is higher taxes, right? So imagine your salary is fixed, but the cost of living is high, and the taxes are also high. And on top of that, the difference between these countries and Zimbabwe is like the way credit is used in these countries, it's actually too high. Like in anything that you want to buy, you buy it on credit. So which means for first people, I mean, when people just get there, they'll be overzealous about everything and then end up buying full house of everything on credit. Buy your furniture, couches and fridges and everything. Fill the house with everything. After that, then you are now paycheck to bills every month, your debit orders, taking everything in your account every month. So you'll be like a slave. You can't afford not to have a job, because the moment you lose your job, then you are not able to service your debt. So a lot of people are like in those situations. So you'll be living hand to mouth every month. You can't even afford the plane ticket because after debit orders have taken their money, probably what you're left with is money for transport to take you to work again. So it's like a roller coaster, a rat race. Every month is just like that.
It's the same, exactly. And the other thing, when you were speaking about some people who go to the diaspora, they go through agents. That's what I heard, right? Some people go through agents and they say they'll pay for everything, right? Most of them.
Mostly the cost, not only the cost, the truck drivers.
Those in the medical field and the truck drivers and all, like they pay for everything. Let's say you want to apply for a visa, you want transport money, everything that is needed for you to go right overseas. But now when you get there, you have to make sure you pay back.
You now have to pay back.
Yeah. So whenever you're working, you're paying back
with interest.
You're paying back with interest. You're paying back. So you'd find like you'll be like 3-4 years, you're still paying back debts that
it's like you are bonded.
So as much as you might want to come back to come back to Africa, you would not come back because you still have debts to pay.
And after paying those things, you also now need to start working for yourself, like the savings that you would. Because a lot of people, when they go to diaspora, they'll be like, maybe I can go for 5 years. After 5 years, I would have raised enough money to go back and invest and start maybe a business or something. But it's not always the case, because 3-4 years
down the line,
they are child paying back people's monies, and then you jump into credit. Now you're paying debit orders. It's already 10 years.
Okay, remember, when you're paying debts at the same time you have your own bills to pay. At the same time, they're calling you, they need money back home.
Of course, once you are in the diaspora, every problem,
black tax. Exactly, every problem, black tax. The pressure of you also sending money back to Zimbabwe, it will be very, very, very tense. So moving back to Zimbabwe will be very difficult, because now you need to finish paying back. After that, you need to start also saving for your own life. You need to start also saving for building maybe your own house. So by the time you reach 10 years, you haven't even reached maybe you haven't even finished building that house. 20 years, you haven't even finished. So that's what can we say? Those are the challenges that people in the diaspora are facing. As much as they might want to come back home, it's a very difficult situation.
Yeah, and it's not everyone like who have decided to build houses in Zimbabwe like what others are doing. Because like some people were like, why should I build a house in Zimbabwe when I'm staying in diaspora? Let me just buy a house with a bond, right? Instead of paying rent house, because the rent house are almost the same as what paying for the bond. So some people decided to go for the bond route, of which paying a bond, you are looking at roughly around 20 years of installments. So, which means if you haven't finished when you're almost about to finish, you like, where can I go without finishing? Let me just finish my bond. Maybe when I finish, then I'll start building back home. A lot of people have are stuck with their bonds. Yeah, and right now they feel like those people who might have built in Zimbabwe might have okay. So a lot of people, have chosen to go for the bond instead of building in Zimbabwe. But right now, when retirement age, I mean, it will always come. We grow old every day. So it's a fact that one day you're gonna retire, and in as much as you might want your house that you buy with a bond in diaspora, home is always home, and you always feel safe and secure when you're at home. And imagine like you are in a neighborhood where you are the only old person there. Probably everyone else is young. I don't think it would be a nice environment to retire, like for a lot of people. So they'll end up like, I didn't build a house in Zim, so let me just stay here. And imagine for 50-year-old or 60-year-old who have been in diaspora for 20, 30 years, now going back now to start to build. I don't know, like it doesn't really feel like an achievement. People would be like, oh, what will people say? So yeah. And the other thing that people don't the other thing that make people not to want to go back to Zimbabwe is, especially those ones with children who are going to school. It's like they compare the education system in Africa, mainly for example in Zimbabwe, versus for example wherever, is it UK, Australia, or US. Like they feel like taking kids back to Africa, to Zimbabwe, it will be like you have done a bad thing for the kids. The kids will blame you in future, like, why didn't you leave us if you guys wanted to go back home? Why didn't you just go back and leave us here in diaspora? People have those anxiety, like, okay, what if I go back to Zim and the health system, you know how it is like.
In terms of like what we're saying, children is the other factor. Mostly, the main factor, most people who have spent years in the diaspora, the reason why they're afraid to move back or they don't want to move back, the children are already going to school. Maybe the other children were born in the diaspora. Now they're 20-something years and 30. You can't tell 20-something years who grew up in the diaspora, say, let's go back home. It's difficult. It's going to be difficult for them. Okay, and the other thing, education. When they are done with their school, jobs or employment is not guaranteed in Zimbabwe. You know how it is with the employment rate in Zimbabwe. In the diaspora, it's easier when you're schooled there, and it's easier to get a job there. It's different from Zimbabwe. So it's difficult now for somebody who has spent like 30, 35 years in the diaspora and then to move back with the family back in Zimbabwe, the whole family, like, doesn't even make sense. And that's why some of the people don't even think of going back to Zimbabwe. And even the issue you were talking about, the issue of mortgage, like the houses they're already living in, they're still paying, and they're like, I cannot go back to Zimbabwe because they've already got houses there. And I know of people who are saying they won't come back to Africa because their families are now based in the diaspora. They are now going to school in the diaspora. They are in the middle of paying mortgage. So for them, it's secure, that side. Not thinking of like what my husband was saying, that old age is coming. And most of the people in the diaspora, they put old people at old people's homes and all that. And those are bills. That's the thing. It's like a cycle. When you're living outside of your country or when you're living in the diaspora, there's no way you would live for free. There are always bills to be paid. There are always bills and bills and bills. Now imagine if you let's say for example, you had built a house in Zimbabwe and now you're getting old. A place to retire or where to retire is always back home. The best place to retire is always back home because there are no bills. Can you imagine if you buy land, let's say in the rural areas, and then you build your beautiful house there? Put solar, put put everything. No bills. It's different from now when you want to retire. You can't retire in the diaspora. How? Okay, I think it's easier for people who are already there to retire, like the natives of that place to retire there because, okay, they are natives of that place. It's different from us, people who are not from there.
The hospitals are not so bad. The services are actually good only for those ones with money. So, which means only the private hospitals are good. Because people might argue like, no, which Zimbabwe are you talking about? Yes, we know that there are good hospitals, there are private hospitals, there are private clinics, but they require you to have money. A lot of it.
Expensive.
For example, like recently when we were watching a video about Ray and Anesu, Anesu was saying like, is it her mom? Like, like she needed scans for the knees. Yeah. So she was like, one leg, it was costing about $700 US. Yeah, that amount of money in the diaspora, it's not a lot, but here in Africa, $700 US, that's a lot of money. If you convert that money to South African rands, it's about 14,000 rands just for a scan of one leg. So if it's two legs, we're talking about 28,000 rands, right? So healthcare in Zimbabwe, it's actually good, it's great,
but
only if you have money for private. Having said this, it's not like Zimbabweans don't want to go back to Zimbabwe. There are a lot of factors that force them to think twice and maybe to have a time frame like I'll go back maybe after 12 months, or I'll go back after 2 years, I'll go back after achieving this, right? For like I said, like it'll be hard for a person to go back to Zimbabwe empty-handed, because when you get there, you still need to start life afresh. It's not like you are just coming from this place and just to go and integrate. You already have a house. Not everyone have houses. I know like some people have been in diaspora for a lot of years, but they never invested in real estate. They never invested in acquiring houses. So it will be very hard for those people. And also for those ones who have built houses, especially those in diaspora. Some of them, they were collecting rentals on their houses they built. So now checking, for example, the whole house, they are maybe receiving maybe $400. Whereas wherever they are in diaspora, they are paying a rental of maybe 1,200 pounds or 1,500 US. So it sounds like it's peanuts, $400. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Tell us what you think, guys.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
You just put it in the comment section. And also, may you also put something to motivate people who are in diaspora to
want to move
back.
Yeah, that's true. So thank you so much, guys, for watching our video. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on our next video. Bye, guys.